Next topic of the day is the Reconciliation Action Plan. You would have heard a lot on the news lately about how here in Victoria they're ignoring the referendum outcome, noted the voice, and in Victoria they're just trudging along and they're going to put it through anyway. So how are they doing that? Well, there's a lot of ways that they're doing that, but something that's dear to my heart is I've been investigating the Reconciliation Action Plan at our council. Our council is one of the ones that's involved, has adopted making this plan. And what it says is that, just by the way, here in the city of Wyndham, we have a city of over 300,000 people and 0.9% are Aboriginal. So not a huge amount. There you go. They get a lot of help from the government at all levels. So it says, with the Victorian Constitution, the Constitution again. Isn't it funny how they changed those things? Because one of the changes they made in the Constitution was to add the rights of Aboriginals into it. Wyndham City Council agrees that the founding of the Wyndham occurred without proper consultation, recognition or involvement of First Nations people of this place. And our council commits to ensuring respectful consultation, recognition and involvement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities in determining the vision of this place for future generations. And that's been embedded into our Wyndham 2040 community plan. So in other words, whatever decisions they make, they will be consulted first. Nothing wrong with that. That sounds good so far, doesn't it? Their role under the Victorian Aboriginal and Local Government Strategy from 21 to 2026 is a guide for councils across Victoria to assist with embedding the voices and priorities of Aboriginal communities at a local government level. So that's one way that they've just basically built a blanket policy across Victoria that all councils have to follow whether they want to or not. So when you look at the history of the RAP, short for Reconciliation Action Plan here in Wyndham, our council adopted the Australian Declaration towards Reconciliation back in 2001. However, they didn't start committing to establishing this plan, this Reconciliation Action Plan, until 2013. Then in 2014, they established the Wyndham Aboriginal Community Centre Committee, which then partnered with the council to get things started. Then in 2015, the Statement of Commitment was endorsed and they did an infrastructure feasibility study to build a community centre for them. In 2016, they did building design. And then all council kindergartens participated in the Reconciliation in Schools program, and it was rolled out across all early learning council departments, beginning with this RAP. This is when they started introducing that for our young children. In 2017, there was a RAP management group established to lead the implementation. In 2018, they reviewed the RAP actions and commitments. In 2019, they opened the Wangawil Darung Centre. In 2020, they did a reflection, and then they started a second RAP for the next part. In 2021, the second RAP management group was established and a second committee. And then in 2022, the next RAP was drafted and they began implementing that one. So currently our RAP is the 23 to 25 model, which really should have finished in June 2025. So waiting for the next one. Still waiting for that report. They spend somewhere between $300,000 to $500,000 a year through this. And that's ratepayers' money. But the interesting thing I noted was how many things this government sets up and how much of our time and effort is put into this. Because remember, a lot of this money is wasted on doing the thing and it doesn't actually get to the people at the end. That's what you can note from here. So let's have a look. So we have, I'm just going to run through the list. We've got a National Reconciliation Week. Council staff engagement, where they have to be trained about reconciliation. The Welcoming Clubs Active Inclusion Project. the Aboriginal Services Network of the West, the registered Aboriginal authority and party of this area that supposedly all the Aboriginals are a member of. The Reconciliation Australia's Share Our Pride online toolkit, which you can find on the council website apparently. Welcome to Country and Acknowledgement of Country. Council does it at the beginning of everything. NAIDOC Week. Any signage that goes up in the council has to have Aboriginal signage and signposting acknowledged by them first. The Victorian Aboriginal Corporation for Languages. The respectful naming processes of anything. Cultural Heritage Working Group. Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Resource Project Officer position was made at council just for that. To deliver community of practice sessions that will focus on embedding cultural heritage into everything they do. Improve employment outcomes by recruiting Aboriginals at council, which they do. Use Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander owned businesses at council. Yes, they get given first dibs before any other company. Kinaway Services. Chamber of Commerce for the Aboriginals. Provide one annual information seminar for First Nations organisations regarding council tender applications, so they get first dibs. First Nations artists to do a public artwork of significance. You all saw that one, that's already been done on the hotel in the middle of town. VACA, Regional Aboriginal Justice Advisory Committee, the Truth-Telling Process, National Sorry Day, another rat management group, Reconciliation Australia, the Wyndham Reconciliation Advisory Committee, a First Nations unit, that was only done last year, and the Aboriginal Employee Advisory Group. That's just me cursorily looking through this wrap. So you can sort of get the idea there, can't you, where all the money and effort is going. At all government levels, there are people being paid exorbitant amount of money to do these things. That's where all the money's disappearing to. And at the end, when it does get to the Aboriginals through these registered Aboriginal parties, which are registered charities, they don't even have to tell you how the money was spent when it does get to them. It's a big, gigantic fiscal black hole. I have no problems with us recognising and assisting them. No problems at all, just like any other people that live here. What I have a problem with is how the government is rorting the system for all of our money while they do it.